Hey, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this amazing thing. It's a clamp for my action camera for my printer. Anyway, stay tuned and I'll show you how to make this from scratch. Hi, welcome to another episode of Blender tutorial with Kevin from Inventamark. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a clamp for your heated bed to be able to attach like a GoPro style action camera. Basically it's just like the GoPro. You can get the cheap action cameras. That's what I have for my actual camera that I use to record my 3D printer and other things. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to basically make that clamp. I haven't made one before. This is basically the process of me just making something. I'm not going to talk a whole lot during it. I'm just going to try to explain a little bit as I go along. But basically I'm just going to go ahead and make the clamp, and you'll see the actual process that I do as I go along making different objects. So first thing I do is just have the standard cube there, and I know the thickness of the 3D printer bed that I made. It's plexiglass. It's 6.5 by 6.5, or I'm just going to make the cube 6.5. This is millimeters. So just have a basic reference for the size that I want to use for the clamp. So basically that's just a mock-up basically of my 3D printer. So I'm going to change modes and go from perspective to orthographic, and I'm going to add another cube here. And I think I want to have the clamp probably be about 4 millimeters. Just going to move that up there. And probably about 25. That's a little bit much. Probably 20. Duplicate that. And both of these. Now the width of the bracket's about 15. So I'll probably make this 20 as well. When you make the thing, it only selects, when you have more than one selected, it only does the one that's active when you resize things. So we got that. And I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. So I'll just go into edit mode. Control R does the loop tool. It puts the pink line in here. You can split the entire object in half, and you scroll the wheel, you can make more than one half. I just need one for now. I'm just going to resize it. That's probably good. Deselect everything, select it, extract out. I'm actually going to move this over here. That doesn't need to be quite so big. Make it smaller. It's looking right. So move that up there. I'm just going to duplicate this. Make it smaller. Actually, needs to be about 15 by 15. Let me see here. Actually, I'll make this a little bit bigger. Go over here. So I need to have an edge so I can put screws in to make this little clamp down. So I can do that, but I really don't want to have an overhang. So what I really need to do is make a cylinder here, because that's the camera mount, so what it looks like. Actually, I don't want to move that yet. I want to make it 64 faces on the thing, so it's bigger. And this is 15 by 15 by 15. It's pretty much the size of the thing. Actually, that'd be pretty good right there. That there. Just delete that. I'm not going to use that. So basically that's what the clamp's going to look like, just in general. So what I need to do is add that. I'm going to make that 3 millimeters on the x-axis. Nope, not the x. On the... Oh, I rotated it, that's why. So yeah, when you rotate it, it keeps the same rotation length. So when you try to adjust things over here, it makes it so that it doesn't work quite right. So what you need to do is Control A and just select rotation, and this standardizes it so I can now make that 3. It just fixes it to the correct orientation that it's supposed to be. And this particular mount, you've probably seen it before, it's just the 3. But to make that precise, I'm going to just put the 3, get right to the edge there. Because it's 3 millimeters for each fin. I'm just using some of these for spacing. So I'm going to keep the big one. I'm actually going to get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. So we just have these 2. Oh. Apparently I didn't make one. So that one's in the right spot, so we can just duplicate it and get rid of that one there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control J to join those 2 together, and I'm just going to make them 15.25 in diameter so that they're slightly bigger. So when you go like this in this view, it's just like a 1/4 of a millimeter around, so that way when we subtract it from the other object, it doesn't make it that big of a deal. And let me see here. So what I need to do now is I need to join this main circle object with this one. So what I do is go up here to the wrench, add modifier, and boolean. You want to go over here and then union, and then what you need to do is find out the name of the object you want to add it to. So this is the one I want to add it to. That's just named cylinder. So it disappeared over here, but we gotta select the object that we want to add it to. So we just click from the list and click cylinder, and it shows kind of like a preview of what it's going to look like attached. You hit apply, and then you can select the object that you added and delete that. And so you have, this is all one object now. And we want to do the same thing for the other part, but we want to click on this object again. Just do another one, boolean. This time we want difference, and the object that we want, it's the only cylinder that's there, but if you want to select it, as you can see, there's cylinder. So difference, cylinder, the Z should show a preview. Apply. See, it's still there, but when we select that, if we delete it, then it shows all of those have just disappeared. And so what we need to do is we need to create a hole in the middle of those. That's something I forgot to do. So we want the hole perfectly centered. So what we need to do that would be to deselect that, deselect that. Actually, it's not going to be quite all the way centered. I guess you can just deselect those ones. Actually, I know here what we can do. Let's just make a circle or a sphere that's the same size. See the 3 cursors over here. But this is what you have to do if you kind of do what I just did and mess up a little bit. Anyway, just kind of make one the same exact size. A little bigger. Move it around to the right area. It's about 15. That looks centered enough. And then Shift S, cursor to selected. And we can just delete that one that we just made. So brings the cursor excuse me, to the center. Now we can Shift A and then cylinder. And being that I did it last time, I don't need to adjust that again. Just rotate it on Y, 90 degrees. And this is going to be 5mm by probably about 30, just to make sure it goes through all the way. And if we actually want to make this slightly bigger, because you got to take in account for the filament when you 3D print, because it's the one nozzle that I have is 0.4 thickness, and usually it's over by a little bit, about that much. So if you take the half of that 0.2, so but 5.4 would be good. I'll just put 5.5, and that makes it so that there's no problems for the bolt to fit through smoothly. And see, it's going through, but it's not going through all the way. So we can just grab it and X, move along the axis. Just has to be in the middle there. And so it looks like that. And then right click on the object, add modifier, boolean. Oh, I want to change that to different. It's only cylinder that's there. So it made those holes right, looks right. Add that and X. Then we have that. So we got that much going for us. And so the next thing I want to do is, being that we have the cursor still there, I'd like to add a cylinder. This is going to be for a nut retainer. So we want to make that 6-sided. And 5mm nut. I'm not sure what the dimensions are. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. And before I do anything else, I'm going to select all these and just move those out a little bit. Make this one thicker, because the thing that mounts to it only uses the inside part. The outside doesn't really matter on this as much. So this one doesn't have to be exact, it just has to be able to make it so that the nut won't move around. It just has to be at least big enough. And for a 5mm thread, that's probably good. And it doesn't have to be recessed that much. So go ahead, add modifier, boolean, difference, cylinder, because it's only cylinder. a hexagon, but it's still the only cylinder in the scene. And so if we hit apply, then we delete that, then we got that nut joint in there for the attachment to go on there. And we kind of, actually I don't want to delete this. Press Control Z, undelete that. And I actually want to use this for a couple of other nuts so that we can use it as a clamp. So you rotate Y again, so negative 90. Oh. Rotate negative 90. Ah, what did I do? Rotate negative 90 Y. Okay, there we go. And so this needs to be a lot smaller. Because it's only going to be for a 3mm bolt. And so the center we probably want right about there. And cursor to selected. Shift add. Cylinder. Let's make this 64. Let's make this 3mm. Actually, how about 3.25? And there's that. And just size it up on Z. This is going to go through both of these. Move that down. I'll rotate that so it's kind of flat and flush. So is it going to... Don't need to make that so big. Can have the nut kind of tuck under there. And so small. I kind of have it having a little bit more edge there. And it doesn't have to be exact precise. It can be if you want it to be, and I'm just making this quick. Just join those two together. Join those two together. And what I found out, it's better to do the more complicated shapes first when you try to do the boolean. So we want to select this bracket here. And boolean difference. Cylinder 3. That doesn't look like it's going down far enough. I'm just going to move these down a little bit. And select, there, that's better. Apply, then we can delete those nuts. And then we can delete this from that. So we got boolean difference cylinder. Oh, see here it kind of messed up. Oh, why it did that, I don't know. Sometimes Blender messes up and you have to use... See, it says intersect. It gets these confused sometimes, and you have to do different things to get it to work. I don't know why it does that. So, anyway, change that. It looks like it's what it's supposed to be. Apply. And we also want to make them down here for the bolts. So, just do the same thing. Boolean. Oh, difference. Again, see, it's doing the same thing again. So intersect, just try it. There we go. Apply. So we got holes for the nuts to mount to clamp it, and we got a bracket for the camera mount thing to clamp to. And all it is just a simple little mount, and it should be good to go. Last thing you need to do to get it to save, export it to 3D printer. One thing you need to do is click on the object you want to export, like this one right here. I just have this selected, just that object. Go File, Export, STL, and basically just name it whatever you want. So I'll put camera lamp main and just export it, and do the same thing with the other one, file export. And I'll just put this as the other bracket. Doesn't matter what you name it as long as you know what it is. So I got those two exported, and we don't need that anymore because we're not. This was just the mock-up for the printing bed. So I got that, and all I gotta do is print it out next. And what I'll do is I'll print it out and show it so that you can have a look at it and see how it prints, and then I'll actually use it to print out something else in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.